Howdy my peeps and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about going through different art phases, and this topic was suggested by Teddy. Thank you so much for your suggestion, I really appreciate it, and you. And before we get into the topic, I would like to give a shout out to Harmony House for their comment. Thank you so much for your comment. I really like reading all's comments. I know I say that in every video, but I really mean it. I really like reading all's comments. And if you like to be the comment of the week, all you have to do is comment on any video. You know, that's the least I can do to thank you for your comment, because I really like reading them. But anyways, the topic, art phases. I feel like with a lot of things, before you start talking about it, you should probably define the word. So I did. An art phase, well, not art phase, but just like a phase, is a stage in a process of change or development. And I thought that was a brilliant definition, because that's what it means to be, what a phase means to me, which makes sense because that's what it means. But anyway, as you're starting to draw a lot or paint a lot or whatever you're doing, you're going to go through different phases, whether that be with your style or the supplies you use or the methods that you use to create your art. And it's just like a natural part of progressing, not just as an artist, but just in life. You're just going to go through different phases. And you want to do that because as you do that, you grow and you learn, and that's amazing. And an example of different art phases would be like as you're trying to find your own style, you may experiment with cartoony stuff, realistic stuff, semi-realistic stuff. Maybe you've tried abstract art before, or maybe you had an anime phase. I had an anime phase, and I kind of don't know why, because I've never really watched anime, so I don't understand why I had an anime phase, but I did have an anime phase. And if I recall correctly, it lasted a decent while. Maybe a little less than a year. I can't really remember, but anyways. And I think these different phases, like as you're experimenting with different styles, is really important, because as you're trying different styles, you get to kind of see what works best for you and how you which one is just the best way for you to express yourself. And I know some people have told me that my art kind of reminds them of anime a little bit. I don't see it personally, but I guess it makes sense because, like I said, I did have an anime phase, so some of that is, I'm sure, influencing my art in some way. I've also experimented with semi-realism and cartoony stuff. In fact, the drawing that you're seeing now is like my cutesy cartoony style, so I've experimented with that as well. And I think it's nice just in general to try a whole bunch of art styles and things for when you're experiencing an art block, because then you just change whatever you're doing, you switch it up. You can switch up your style, or you can switch up the supplies you're using or the way you're drawing stuff, which is what I normally do. Whenever I have an art block, I don't usually just stop drawing, I just change what I'm doing. For me, an art block is kind of the in-between stage between your different phases. And it's not always pleasant as you're transitioning to a new phase, because it's everything I draw kind of sucks, and it's this is not working out, chief. But I feel like it's a necessary part of your journey as an artist, because during that phase of art block, at least for me, I like to kind of see why is it that everything I'm drawing is not I don't like it, and I usually change something about what I'm doing, and I found that to be really helpful. But anyways, I also have different phases with the types of supplies that I use. Lately, I've been doing a lot of digital art outside of my channel and outside of the stuff I post on Instagram. So I do a lot of digital commissions, and I also do a monthly digital drawing for Patreon, which you can head over there and see if you like. Maybe if you're watching this on YouTube, perhaps maybe the one for March is already up, the wallpaper. So yeah, you can head over there and check it out if you want to. But anyways, that's kind of off topic. But anyways, so I find it really helpful to just kind of with the art styles, try a whole bunch of different art supplies, so that when you have a awkward moment with your art where you're just I'm really not enjoying digital art, or I'm really not enjoying markers or something right now, you can switch to a different supply And recently I had like a watercolor phase because I was doing a lot of digital stuff and I just really wanted to do something traditional. So I did a few watercolor paintings and that was really nice and it was just really nice. And I kind of switched to Copic, so now I'm in like a miniature Copic phase. Didn't do it by choice. We had a boil water advisory where I live, so I didn't really want to use the water to paint with because the water may have been challenged, so I didn't want to use it. But anyway, but yeah, you may have moments where you're just like not really feeling a supply, even if it's a supply that you really like. Like I do really like digital art, but sometimes if you do a lot of it, you get kind of burnt out and you need to switch to something else, which is really nice. Which is why you should try a whole bunch of different things and see which one you like and which one is best for what you're trying to do and how you want to express yourself. And you may also go through different phases with how you draw something, which I think is really interesting. Sometimes I kind of change how I draw a face or how I draw, well, just how I draw in general. Like, I may change the way I draw my line art, the way I shade something, the way I sketch, the way I kind of structure a face as I'm sketching or something. And I find that to be really, well, it's just like a really nice way to kind of switch it up and also to improve your art, because you're, like for me at least, like specifically when I'm drawing faces, if I learn a different way to structure the face to kind of get the proportions and things right, I find that my art style, sometimes I take it like a step back and my art style doesn't necessarily improve, or the way I draw doesn't necessarily improve, which is kind of special. But sometimes it does improve. Sometimes it's just, you know, kind of as you're learning something new, it's just like, this is not fun right now. Why is it like this? But then it's okay, because then you improve eventually. Which I find that, well, that kind of happened to me recently. I was watching a video by Ethan Becker, which I really recommend watching his videos. He has like a lot of tutorials and things that are really helpful. And he did a video about, I can't remember what it was called. I'll see if I can put it somewhere so you can watch it, because it was helpful. About just how to line things up on the face. And I started using that technique and I did find it to be helpful, but then for a moment I had like an art block kind of, where I kind of just got stuck there doing that. But it's like I wasn't doing it properly, I think. And so I kind of got in like a miniature art block and it's like, what in the world is this? But then recently I've kind of gotten out of that, and I have, because what happens is sometimes I'll watch a tutorial and I'll do exactly what the person tells me to do or suggests to do, and then somewhere along the line I forget what they said, and then I start doing the bootleg version of that, and then things aren't going so well, which I think is what happened this last time. But then eventually, after just constantly doing it, either I get it or I take what I can use from that tutorial and apply it to what I was already doing, which I feel like that's kind of what I've been doing. It's just kind of combining Ethan Becker's techniques with the techniques that I already used. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I know this was kind of all over the place in a way. Did I talk about art phases? Maybe. I hope I did. I guess I can recap a little bit. So for me, an art phase is just doesn't just mean going through different phases with style, but also going through different phases with the supplies you use and how you use them and the techniques you use to draw something. And it's not always pleasant, it's not always fun, but sometimes it is fun and sometimes it is pleasant. But somewhere in there you'll find some type of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know the word I'm looking for. I'm sorry. I think I mean fun, but I don't think that's the right word. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I know it's kind of all over the place. I tried my best. But anyway, this is how the drawing turned out. I really like it. I think it's really cute. I forgot to color his belt. I don't know how I forgot that, but at this point, I kind of don't want to go back and change it. It's fine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to my patrons, Turtle Bun Buns, Ariana, Kelsey, and Cameron. Thank you so much for being my patrons. I really appreciate you and everything that you do. Wow. I'm also on Ko-fi, and I'm also on Instagram, and you can also subscribe to my channel if you want to. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and please enjoy the rest of your day, my peeps.